Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Modern Day Morons podcast. We are your hosts, Liam.
Jacob.
And Hayden.
Oh, his name's not Harvey. What the hell?
I mean,
Well,
it isn't anyways, so.
My name is also not Piano Man, so,
yeah. Harvey was actually supposed to be the guest for today, but
Come on now.
Unfortunately, we had a little trouble due to daylight fucking savings time because our guest, our boy in Ireland, the Lemon Leviathan, was scheduled to appear on 8 his time, which is 4 our time when we normally shoot. However, our clocks went up an hour, which misaligned ours with Ireland's clocks. And you might assume, oh, so Ireland doesn't do daylight saving time? No, they do, just 2 weeks later for no goddamn reason. So we'll try to get our man Lemon on next week, but it was sad because I wanted him to be guest host over Hayden.
But I'm here for now.
Brutal.
Yeah. So third time guest host, shaved head, Hayden.
Yep.
That's the full title.
You're
Hayden
looking
the
better
third.
now with a little fuzz back.
A little
It
darker.
has grown back awfully fast, I will say.
And it doesn't look that bad now. Like the bald wasn't a great look, but the fuzz is better.
I don't think the bald looked that bad.
It could have looked worse. I would look worse bald than Hayden.
I know.
like
I
10 out
know
of 10.
2 people that went bald that hardly looked
Oh.
better than.
Yeah, I know those two.
Liam's opinion seems to be the general consensus, except Lily, my fiance, she still hates it either way. So,
I mean, it's not too much different than what it was, though. You're just beardless now. I mean, your hair was taller, but it wasn't.
I mean,
like
it was
you had
quite a bit
long
taller
hairy
than it
head.
is now, to be fair.
She just wants you to have a taller head. There you go.
I guess so.
There's the verdict.
Yeah, our 2 friends, we won't dox them, Braden and Tristan. They shaved their heads much like you. Did not pull off the look as good, and they did it under the understanding that if you shave all your hair, it's healthier for your hair or something.
Is that why they did it?
Yeah, apparently, I remember hearing something about it. It was either for like their scalp or like their hair, like they cut all the dead hair. You'd have to ask. We'll ask Braden.
That sounds like schizophrenic behavior.
Yeah, it sounds like there's buds on.
Cut off all the dead hair.
I remember bald Tristan, but I'd like to see bald Braden.
Oh, you wouldn't?
Goddamn.
I
guess we should address that. Oh wait, no, Jade's supposed to be the one on the bottom. Fuck, I still didn't have the order right.
I don't know. I'm usually on the bottom, so I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
Maybe okay. Well, we're in a podcast.
Yeah, you're. See, we need Jacob on the bottom because he's a power bottom. He helps carry the show with his power bottom abilities.
I squat often.
Yeah, I guess we're like 5 minutes in. We should probably mention Braden's not here.
He's here in spirit, but
he's
dead. He died.
He went to a little vacation down to Peon Chain. So he's hanging out with your boy Kim and just having a good time.
Great. Good for him. Good for Kim.
Braden, if you're watching, tell us, blink twice if you're being held hostage.
You know what? If Braden's being held hostage, I just want the captors to know we don't negotiate with terrorists, okay? Braden's the strongest man I know, and no amount of money would he want us to pay for his release. So you can torture him. Send us an eye as proof, but we won't pay no ransom.
It's fucked up.
Speaking of, kidnappings and terrorism and ransom and stuff like that, Liam, I have a bit of an emergency.
Okay.
Emergency, these nuts. Oh!
I saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah, because you knew that from one of your guys, one of your viewers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this has been fun. I'm probably going to get knocked out of the call here in a moment, so thanks everyone for having me on.
Nice. Good one. Fucking owned.
And I also have to tell a joke to Jacob because he was doing a little screen sharing in his Discord, and I specifically said I'd save this for the pod. So you might have seen this in another streamer that we both watch. Someone said it there, but how does a samurai kill a non-binary person? They slash.
Yeah.
Ah.
I made the connection right before you said, I'm like, just slash, and then I'm like,
That was pretty funny. I learned that yesterday.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And it's respectful. Love to see it.
I mean, probably not the murder part, but.
Well, you know.
That's a little.
At least respectfully murdered. So, speaking of samurai and slashing, I'm sure, Liam, you've been playing Elden Ring, probably.
That game's hard. I only have a few hours in it right now because I kind of bought it right at the same time I bought my VR, and VR is taking precedent. But right, I do plan to return to Elden Ring because it's a great game. Hey, Lemon. Fuck daylight savings time.
Shout out to Lemon in chat right now.
Shout out to Lemon. I've been playing a bit. I started Elden Ring on stream yesterday. And I went with a warrior, so that's the guy with the two swords, the dual scimitars. It was okay. I played for like 2 hours. I wasn't a huge fan of having two swords, so after stream I deleted my character and just made a new one.
Okay.
And I'm just catching back up to where I was. Just, you know, it's a good game so far. It's cool.
Yeah, I think that's who I chose too. I forget my character, but was it two swords and you also had a shield you could swap out for?
Yeah, like a little buckler.
Yeah, that's the character I chose too. And yeah, I only got the first boss I encountered. Well, there's that tutorial boss that like murders you. Has anyone beaten that?
Basically,
like,
I'm sure there are people who have.
I have no idea even how you beat that, and then you only did like one try on them, and then.
I mean, it is beatable, but it's hard. You just have to not get hit because you can't heal. I don't know what happens if you do beat him because I haven't done it. But you can beat them.
Yeah, how would that even work? Because it would, like, after you die to it, it sends you to play the game.
You have to make a new character every time.
Yeah, you beat him and then it's like, all right, well, here's
that
the
one
Elden
dies
Ring.
and another one comes in.
GG. You get a weapon and some armor.
All right, I guess Lemons beat him.
Cool.
But
cool.
Yeah, no, I've only encountered a couple bosses. I encountered Margit. And I was level 8, so he kicked my ass a couple times, and then I just left. And then I went all the way to, I think there was the left of the screen, and there was like a little cave with like 2 wolf dens, and then like a boss right immediately past the dens. And then, but I didn't get an achievement for killing that boss. So
yeah, you only get achievements for, I'm pretty sure, just main story bosses.
Yeah. So.
No. Actually, I still have my controller right here in front of me. Look at that.
Man, Margit was fun. Jacob has not yet met Margit in person, but I think he might have seen Margit on my my 24-hour stream.
I mean, that was pretty much all that was on your stream was Margit, so hard to miss it.
And before Margit, the hardest Dark Souls boss I'd ever fought was Idix Gundyr, the tutorial boss for Dark Souls 3. It took me 26 attempts.
Dude, me too.
Margit took me 47 to beat.
Dude, Pontiff took me 63. And Nameless, I've tried over 50. Okay, fuck you. Fuck you. I literally did like 4 hours just trying to beat Pontiff.
Gundyr was harder than Nameless for me.
Okay. Gundyr, it took me like 27 tries when I was on mouse and keyboard. But other than that. Also, do you guys know how fucking the horse mechanics work in Elden Ring? Because it feels like sometimes I jump off and it's literally 800 feet and I land fine. And then I drop off like 50 feet and I just die.
You're just misjudging your heights. Or if your horse is like dragging along the cliff along the way down, it might slightly catch on a ledge and that'll then reset the falling. So you can then fall the rest of the way, but not always.
It feels like more often than not when I catch a ledge is when I definitely die when I get to the end of it.
Well, if you're ever skeptical about height, there are rainbow stones that you can use, and you can just throw one off a cliff, and if it shatters, then it'll kill you, the fall. And if it doesn't shatter, then you can survive the fall.
That's good to know.
Okay, so I haven't tried this yet. I'm like 2 hours in max in the Elden Ring, but your horse has a double jump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could you not just jump off a cliff and then double jump right before the bottom?
I tried it because I saw it on another streamer's stream and it worked for him. But when I tried it, I still died.
Interesting. Okay. Guess we don't know. Yeah, it's a cool game. I'm definitely gonna be playing more of it, but I just Wanted to see what you guys thought.
I'm excited to keep playing it when I have time after school and whatnot, because I have, I think, 72 hours into it, and I'm level 90 right now. And when I've looked up like exactly 2 things regarding Elden Ring since it came out. One of which was how many bosses are in the game, and another was how to get to an area that I can't figure out how to get to. The first one, how many bosses? The internet, there were multiple sources that said there are 83 bosses in the game. I found 90 so far, and I'm not done yet. I still have a lot of stuff to explore. And I found 90 bosses. And I'm counting a boss as any named enemy with a large health bar at the bottom of the screen. And I'm counting double bosses as one single boss. So I found 90 individual boss encounters.
Jesus.
And I've beaten 85 of them. Also, I'm playing a sorcerer. I don't think I said that yet.
I wonder if is it possible that like some of those like what if there's 83 story bosses?
No. There's no universe that there's 83 story bosses.
Imagine. It's like
No
you beat
shot.
the game. You can beat the game in 35 minutes, but you won't kill. You just have to kill like so. Is beating like the world records, the speed runs? It's like 35 or 37 minutes.
Yep.
Is that for killing every story boss?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
They just
83,
fucking run, man. They
83.
just go straight there as fast as they can, beat the boss, and move on to the next one.
That's insane.
I have not watched the speed run, but that's how they do it.
Dude.
As far as I know, they haven't found like a glitch speed run yet.
Wait, you said 35 minutes?
37
30,
minutes
yeah,
is
37
the current
minutes.
speed run world record.
Bro, some of my boss fights are like 37 minutes on like one life. Just trying to fucking survive.
Yeah, you gotta be a monster.
Yeah,
But I guess we're not.
Speaking of video games, I've decided at 2,500 hours of playtime, I will retire from Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Permanently?
Yeah, I'm at 2319 right now, so I have 181 hours left of CS to play.
Do a 181-hour CSGO stream.
How many days is that? That's like at least
less than
9
10
days.
Less than 10. It's not at least 9. It'd be like,
It's like
7.
It's like 7 to 8 days if you were to play nonstop.
Yeah, that's
168
that's
is 7 days, I think.
I mean,
So
you did a
7.5.
36-hour stream. What's 5 times that?
5 times that.
Easy.
There you go.
You can do it.
There you go.
That's
Dude,
pretty much 7.5 days.
Just title the stream "My Retirement," and then everybody will click it. You just have to play the same shitty game for 8 days.
Yeah.
Hey, CSGO is a fantastic game. And you have like 1,700. Dude, you have like 1,700 hours in CSGO.
Oh, I have more. I've got it well over 2,000. I think I have an alt with almost 600 hours.
Yes, and you're going to come in here and tell me it's a bad game.
CS is shit. It's turned into a terrible game.
It's the same game since 2012. It's been the same game for a decade. 5v5, you kill the other 5. Bomb.
It's just not good enough anymore.
Liam, you should celebrate when you hit 2,500 hours by opening 2,500 cases.
Dude, that's like
going bankrupt for my retirement.
Like $10,000.
Easy.
The highest value thing I've unbought has been like $100 Deedle.
Nice.
But I've had friends who've unbought like stuff worth like anywhere from 500 to like $3,000.
Goddamn.
Which is just
it's insane that somebody's willing to pay that for a skin and a free video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the most expensive skins are like I think $30,000.
Jesus.
Imagine in fucking a Valve video game.
Yeah, let me see what the most expensive CSGO is.
I remember the days when I was into like CSGO weapon trading and skin trading, and I think the Steam market had a cap of like $400 or $500, and I feel like CSGO on its own essentially raised the price of that, and now it's up in the thousands.
An AK-47 case hardened with stat chat, so I'm guessing that was a blue gem. So case hardens have a bunch of different patterns, but blue gem is like the most blue. And it had 4 Titan stickers on it, which is like those stickers are super expensive.
Just on their own.
Sold for 150,000 American dollars.
How recently?
A couple of years ago.
God damn.
So that's the most expensive CSGO transaction.
That's like a small house.
Not here.
Not here, but
not in the city at least.
But yeah, no, it's insane. But like the thing with CS is a lot of stuff early on, like the Howl and like the Titan and the iBuyPower stickers became super valuable just because they got discontinued. Well, iBuyPower because they were caught throwing games for money.
Oh,
And the Howl was a skin made for the M4 that turned out the design was completely just stolen from a guy. So they had to stop printing them and make all the new prints look different. So if you have an old print of that one's worth a lot of money and shit. But
damn.
yeah, my friend Cameron recently in the last operation just got like a free skin that's worth like $600 right now.
Damn. You
So
should sell it. You should just sell it.
well, he's gonna save it because it should go up because it's the reason it's so expensive is the trade up of one above that is like a super fancy like $4,000 op. So as people use it to try to trade up with it, but as they do that, the skin gets destroyed and more of them aren't being made right now. So it's kind of just like a mini stock market that's also mixed with just like a free market of supply and demand.
It is insane to me still that like 600, that is like a paycheck, dude. For a minimum wage worker, that's like a paycheck.
Oh,
And
dude,
that's for a sticker for a weapon in a video game.
Yeah, like it's
ridiculous. Like
it's insane.
Change your fucking priorities, bud. Imagine.
Dude, one guy just messaged me like on one Discord server I play with some guys. It's this guy's brother, and he goes, "Will's not black!" Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! And that's our Will Peanutsty. And I just go, "What?" And he goes, "I thought Will was black." And I go, "Bro, are you joking?" So,
do you know why he thought that?
Classy people you play with, Liam.
I don't even know. He's from America, but yeah, no. Have you ever met Will Hayden?
The name's familiar. I might have.
He has like weird.
It's a very
hair.
common name. Will's a good guy. Will's a funny motherfucker.
I might have met him. I can't remember.
Shout out Will.
I haven't seen Will since we all went for drinks, like in June last year, was it? Whenever Shay was going back to school.
Yeah, it was like
month.
Probably May or June. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I arranged that like last second to send him off. But yeah, no, that's like the last time. Now hopefully we get like the goal for this summer is I'm just even trying to be conservative, but one drinking outing with the boys at like one of those places and one championship for the summer. And
Nice.
anything over that I'll consider gravy. But at this point I'm just gonna set my expectations small because COVID really just fucked the past 2 years of hangouts.
Well, the mask mandate ends tomorrow, doesn't it?
Not tomorrow. A week from tomorrow, 21st.
Week from tomorrow. Okay, sure.
Yeah, don't show up
So,
at Costco without a mask.
I won't be going to Costco if I can avoid it. Don't you worry. Yeah, it's insane. Like that is over. You know, for now.
I mean, COVID's not
Fingers
over.
crossed. Yeah, no, I know the mask mandate being over though is like so. Like I will still be wearing a mask where I feel it's necessary for sure.
Yeah, the mask was like to me like the least intrusive part of the mandate.
Yeah,
like, I really don't care about a mask. I'm gonna keep it on because my job is literally I go to like grocery store to grocery store to grocery store. So I could be a super spreader, and B I'm just in like big publicly occupied areas all day, going from one to another. So it's like, but the mask is like I don't care if masks like were mandatory for another like year or whatever. It's just more I want to hang out with people, and ideally, like I don't care that much about like spacing at restaurants and shit, but more so I just don't want to have to wait like 2 to 3 hours in a line, ideally, for like drinks or for a restaurant or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, again, those aren't major issues or anything, but just quality of life things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see where we are in like 6 months. Hopefully.
It's going to be interesting to see people without masks in public areas because we haven't done that in so long.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it when I worked at Costco.
I see it every now and then.
But they weren't supposed to be maskless, of course.
Yeah.
So I am so rebellious.
People are this. I've definitely noticed in grocery stores, at least, I see a lot less people with masks on now because it feels like no one's going to call them on it because it's like there's a week left and no one really cares at this point. So people are definitely more willing to protest on that now with a week left.
I can't imagine. Like, I would feel so like if I forget my mask to go through a building, like even if I'm in there for like 30 seconds, I feel like shameful. I'm like, oh fuck, my bad.
Yeah.
I can't imagine just being like, yes, I'm going to enrich my life and go get my groceries without a piece of cloth on my face because I'm strong.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
only forgot to chuck a mask on once going into somewhere. I walked into Alderney going to catch the ferry, and I probably got like 15 steps in through the farmer's market, and everyone was looking at me weird, and I was like, what's going on here? And then I just realized my face was naked. I was like, oh, fuck. But I had it on me at least. I didn't have to like run out of the building to get a mask.
Yeah. And at the same time, too, it's like I don't have the energy to be like start public confrontations when I'm just trying to like buy groceries. Like I don't really give a shit that much anymore. It was annoying at the gas station because I'd be the cashier and they'd literally be like, "You have to yell at everyone to wear a mask or get the fuck out," basically.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, "Hey man, you got a mask?" And they'd be like, "Medical," and I'd be like, "I," because like once they say medical, you can't do anything. But like not too many confrontations, but some people get a little pissy. But like at least that part of life might be coming to an end. Hopefully life isn't coming to an end with the rising tensions in the east.
Fingers crossed. Sounds very daunting. Don't even want to think about it, to be honest. Yeah, I've had a very interesting week, I will say. I happened over to Anna's parents' house because there was a tree limb that had fallen. It was a big tree, like it's an old tree, God knows how old. But this tree limb had broken off. It was probably like 100 pounds. It had broken and fallen, but it didn't fall to the ground. It fell like within the tree, and it was just stuck there. But it was obviously not attached. So I went over with a ladder, and I basically it was like 12 feet up, and this again, it's probably like 100 pounds. This thing was massive, and I was just hugging the tree on the other side of the tree with a handsaw on my other arm, reaching around the tree and just trying to just cut one branch, hoping that it wasn't going to come crashing down and like rip my arm off. Thankfully, I cut the branch and it stayed there. So then I wrapped a bungee cord around it, grabbed it, and jumped off backwards and pulled it down, and it came down perfectly. I didn't die, but like it was also sharp on the bottom because it just like kind of ripped off the tree. Yeah. So it came down and just stabbed into the ground. It was like a new tree where it fell over. I was like, oh my God. Like, can you imagine if I wasn't smart enough to not be in the way? Like I would have been
impaled, bro.
I was like, I am scared. Like I knew it was a big chunk of a tree. I just because I saw it once before and I sized it up, but I didn't size it up well enough clearly. Because when I got there with the saw and the ladder, I was like, I don't know if I'm like qualified for this, but it worked out. It worked out well.
Dude, that would have been a fucking way to go out, just impaled by a tree.
That you're taking down
of somebody's house.
Yeah. You're just like lying there like, fuck, I died by tree. Death by tree.
Yeah, I would have been pissed. Would have been upset.
Trees kill like 8 people a year. Trees probably kill a lot. I know lumberjack is a very dangerous job.
Less dangerous than you'd think, though, I think, because they're quite well trained.
Yeah, I hear what gets them sometimes is like the roots that like come out of the ground.
Yeah, because the tree falls over, but you don't expect a 10-foot area around the tree to rip out.
Especially when you're not cutting it like at the roots.
Trees kill 6.5 people a year in normal to daily life. So you're more likely to go out and die by a tree in your everyday life than by lightning. Only 2 people die a year by lightning. So you have a 1 in 10 million chance of dying by a tree and a 1 in 33 million chance of dying by lightning.
It's weird. I feel like lightning should be more dangerous. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you get struck by lightning, you should die. I mean, I understand it's not very common to get struck by lightning, but like I've heard all these stories and seen videos of people getting struck by lightning and just, living.
Well, do you know Roy Sullivan, the man who was struck by lightning 7 times?
I've heard of the story.
Yeah, he was a park ranger. That would be after like 4 times, I'd be terrified to go outside.
I know, eh? Just wear rubber boots all the time.
I would work hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you should but Because, like, of all the things, like, if you get hit by a car, you can sue somebody, right? Who do you sue if you get struck by lightning? Like, well,
The
you don't get
government,
any money
they
for that.
control the weather.
Why don't you have lightning rods everywhere? My life is in danger.
Dude.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I don't think you can get your bread after, after being struck by lightning. I think you're just shit out of luck. Just got to deal with it.
Yeah. And that shit like messes you up. It changes your charge. There's no way that's a thing, Lemon. You've been right about everything you've typed thus far in the chat, but for you to imply that lightning just changes your body charge.
I mean, that last message almost seemed like a threat. Seems like he's going to strike us with lightning if we get struck.
Yeah, if you get struck by lightning, I swear to gosh, I'm pulling up with my lightning rod, strapping it to you. You're getting hit. Yeah, no thanks. I just heard somebody knock on my door, and that was very bizarre. Thankfully, a Make-A-Wo handled it.
It could just be the fucking insane wind right now.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was a very distinct knocking pattern. But speaking of insane wind, I took my dog out for a walk earlier. As you do with the dog. Closed the door behind me, walked down the road, went for a little walk, probably gone 10, 15 minutes. As I'm walking back up my street, get close to my house and see that my front door is wide open. The wind, I guess, had just totally blown my fucking door in, which, not cool in the first place. But I also have a cat inside my house, thankfully, still do. So I was like, oh, fuck. So I had to run up to the house, and Haru was just sitting there in the living room. She was just looking at the front door. She's like, fuck's going on here? He was just sat there just looking at me. I was like, all right, cool. I was a little worried when I saw it. Went and gave my house a whole once over to make sure there was no thief that just broke into my house. It was just like, yeah, I'll just leave the door open behind me. Why not? Nobody was in my house. My cat was still in my house. It was a scary moment.
Yeah, fuck.
Nobody
My
was
door
in
does
the
that
you could
sometimes.
find.
Well, I
someone in
looked
there
pretty
right
thoroughly.
now.
The only place somebody could hide. Maybe I shouldn't say this in case somebody was breaking my house. I didn't check my attic. Okay, I didn't go check my attic. So I guess they could have gone up there if they brought a ladder with them.
Top 5 places to hide in Troop's house before
Yeah.
your house invasion.
I guess
Number
so.
5, the attic.
Yeah, I would never go check my attic. Are you kidding? The garage is probably up there. That's just you just stay up there. You know what I mean? I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I've worked in several attics, and like they're not actually that bad, but just something about my attic, I'm just like, I don't want to go up there.
Do you have like an actual attic you can like walk in? Because my attic's really just like a crawl space for storage.
Don't know.
Okay.
It's got one of those panels you have to push up and over.
Okay.
I know it doesn't have like a ladder that comes down. Like you'd have to bring your own ladder to get up there. But I'm quite certain, given what I know about houses, there should be like you should be able to get in there. You wouldn't be able to walk comfortably, but you could definitely get in there.
Dude,
The attic at my parents' house, it was like half crawl space, half walk-in. So like to get in, it's kind of like a crawl space because of the roof slant, and then you can stand up eventually. So when I was getting ready to move, this is the first time I'd like actually been in the attic. I didn't know to stick to the joists, so there were like the insulation bits, and I was trying to crawl my way along to get to certain boxes. So I had like one leg on the joist and one leg in the insulation, and my knee pushed out the bathroom fan from its place and knocked out a little bit of the ceiling in the bathroom while I was trying to get a box because I didn't know that.
Yeah, drywall does not hold any weight.
I didn't know it was right to drywall. I assumed there'd be like some sort of structural element there besides a joist.
No.
Dude. How about those fucking gas prices, man? Like
They're
it
high.
went up 30 cents in a week. And
then it went
just
down a bunch.
It went down like 10 cents or 15 cents. And I was filling up my car yesterday and I hit regular and I'm pumping regular. And then I noticed it's just pumping Supreme. And I just looked at the gas price and I'm like, it's like 8 cents more right now. I don't even give a shit. I'm like, I'm so broken. I'm like, I don't want to go through I don't want to hang up the pump, re-put in my card information, and then pump regular back in because I already pumped like $15. So I'm just like, at this point, I don't care. I
Could
don't
you
care.
like? Would that be bad if you mixed premium and
No.
and
No,
no?
because mid grade is literally there's no such thing as mid grade fuel. It's half regular, half premium. There's only 2 gas tanks at a gas station. Well, 3 for diesel, but it's just diesel, regular, and premium. And then mid grade is just a mix. It's just a cleaner
Interesting.
gas, but you can mix them totally fine.
Just a cleaner gas. So does it just like? Would you get more kilometers on the liter?
I don't think
Theoretically.
so. I think you
Or
might
would
get
it
a
just
bit
make your
more.
car run cleaner? Maybe
I-
keep your
I think-
engine cleaner.
Yeah, it's mostly like keeps your engine cleaner, and I think like a lot of premium, like high end cars have to do it. Otherwise, it leads to some engine troubles if you pump like dirty gas in there.
Some of the higher end cars even need gas like brought in. They need to buy it. Like the gas at the pump is not good enough for their car. So they
Yeah.
get like
Why-
octane
like,
91
why?
or something.
Why would you even, like, why make a car if it can't even fucking use gas, dude? Are you kidding me? Like, change your fucking cars, bud. If your engine doesn't run, unless you use like caviar and fucking truffles, probably just a bad engine.
I don't
because
know.
If they want big engine to go big fast, they need longer octane chains that they can't get at the normal gas station.
Yeah, I just said something
Maybe better
speed
engine.
related, but yeah, at that point I just pumped premium in. It was like $100 to fill up my fucking Elantra, but like I
How
mean,
big's
it would
your
have been
tank?
60 liters. I think 45 is about
60 liters
3/4.
on an Elantra?
It might. Let me check.
That's like a truck.
Because I know 45 is like 3/4, but it might be a bit more than 3/4.
My truck is 100 liters.
I think my car is like 35 or 40.
My truck is 100, so it's great in some sense because I know how broke I'm gonna be after I pump a full tank of gas.
You can also go farther between pickups or pumps.
True.
Rather.
True, but it burns that shit like nothing.
Uh,
So like if I need a full tank, I'm like, oh well, it's $1.90 a liter. All right, it's gonna be $200 poorer by the time I leave this gas station.
Yeah, your truck's probably diesel, eh? No? Oh.
Nope, just regular old dirty gas.
oh,
It's right now.
it's a 64 liter.
Jesus, that's bigger than I thought cars had.
Yeah, so it was like I think I filled like 60 liters. So, but like again, it was only premium was 8 cents more. So whatever that is, that's like
There's still a
5 more.
discount off of what it was the other day.
Yeah, it's still cheaper than what if I'd filled up a few days prior. So it was like an extra like $5 or whatever. And at that point, I'm like, fuck it, man. My work pays for my gas, luckily, and they
Nice.
pay me. Well, now it doesn't cover as much. Like they pay me per kilometer.
That's so convenient right now, though.
Dude, they stuffed me because they do a every 3 months a check on gas prices, and then they adjust my rate. And this is after gas prices were like $1.40 or something. They upped me to an extra 2 cents a kilometer, and then over the next few weeks, gas just went up super high, and they won't check that shit for another 3 months.
Damn.
So, but I get like
that's
I get
pretty
like
good.
40 cents a kilometer, which is pretty solid. Just like to drive to Bridgewater, I get like $50 each way. So I get more than the gas, but that's also going to cover like wear and tear eventually, which I've not been putting money aside for wear and tear. So I'm ready to be financially devastated one day when my check engine light comes on.
You'll be fine for a good bit, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
You didn't buy like a bad car that's known for breaking down. So
yeah, it was a 2018 and it had I think 104,000 on it. So they had used it pretty heavy for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been heavily used, and I use it heavier than an average person. Like I'll probably put about like 25,000 a year on it. So, but the engines aren't supposed to have problems till like north of like 350 ideally, but that's obviously ideal. And cars are a financial burden to anyone, so I'm prepared for some issue to arise eventually. But we'll just see how she goes.
I think my truck is a 2008, maybe, and it doesn't even have 80K on it yet.
Damn.
Like it's a baby. It was literally just a logging truck though. Like they only had to go like 30 minutes out of town every other week kind of thing. So it didn't really get much use.
I've got a 2018 Kia Rio and it's almost got about the same amount of kilometers as your truck. I think it's like high 70s.
Nice.
2011.
Oh, a Silverado. Nice.
with extended truck bed. It's convenient if you want to carry plywood or anything construction. If you want to do anything other than that, though, it sucks because it's like I'll probably be good at driving a boat the first time I ever have to drive a boat if I have to, because that's how big my fucking truck is.
No, it's not fun, especially driving like downtown Halifax and shit. But
They drive
like,
semis down there. Pickup truck, nothing.
Yeah, but it's a big fucking truck.
I used to only ever
Wide
whip
as
the
hell. It's a
minivan.
wide peepo.
We had I never whipped it because we got rid of it before, but we had a 2002 Chevy Venture minivan, and we had that shit for 13 years, and that shit was run down. It's like they don't make them anymore. I'll throw an image on the screen. It's like one of the most stereotypical minivans of like the early 2000s, and ours was gray. This was like basically our van.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had that van for like 13 years. And then we got a Dodge Grand Caravan, which is a substantial upgrade. But even now when I drive the van, because I drive my Elantra so much, it's like driving an RV. Like I'm elevated. I have a massive fucking windshield. I'm like taking like wider turns. I'm like, damn, bro, this feels so weird. But that's what I learned to drive on. Like that was what I'd whip like 7 boys in the back when we do some shenanigans back in high school.
Yeah, no, it's nice to like learn on a bigger vehicle so that when you drive a smaller vehicle, you're like, holy shit, this is gorgeous. Like I'm just so small, I can fit through everything. Whereas like when I'm driving my truck, like I don't feel confident parking anywhere except for Costco or anywhere with like the double lined parking spots.
Yeah.
Because like I genuinely like just fit if I park perfectly from end to end of a parking spot.
And that's assuming the 2 people on either side didn't park extra close to the lines.
Yeah,
which is not an assumption you can often make.
It is like I always have to look for a pull through and too wide so I can make the turn, not in any cars, and actually fit in the spot. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Your truck would not fit in the Michael's Sport Check Bed Bath & Beyond parking lot and Dartmouth Crossing. Those spots are even thinner than like normal.
Great.
Dude.
Yeah, it's like it's so inconvenient, but like it gets me places. I'm grateful that it exists, but goddamn, it tests my spirits.
I prefer driving my stepdad's truck sometimes over my car because Kia Rio is pretty short. It's a pretty small car, and his F-150 is pretty tall. So being able to actually see over vehicles at intersections when I'm trying to turn left and see what's coming is fucking amazing. I wish I could do it more often.
That is underrated. Like actually being able to see is nice. I will agree.
Dude, yeah. That is one downside to a car. It's like, especially like I'll be making a left turn and it'll be one where there's one guy who's pulled into the intersection also making a left turn, and it's like some truck blocking my view, and then there's 2 fucking lanes of traffic oncoming. It's like at that point I'm like
all the time going to my parents.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna wait for the yellow at this point because it's like, fuck, I can't see that shit. So that is definitely one nice thing. And also just being able to see in general is nice because some cars, they're small and you almost have to lean forward. It's like you're driving a tank to get like a good field of view. But no, it's
one thing I will say is in my truck, I cannot do a left shoulder check. Just the way the cab is built and where your seat is in line with it. Like, cause like the cab ends immediately after your seat, right? Because there's no back seat. It's one bench seat. So my left shoulder is blocked by a big piece of metal that is where your door and your back window connect. So I can't left shoulder check at all. Like I can like lean forward if I open the window and stick my head out, I could see, but just doesn't work. The mirrors are pretty all right though. So
yeah, I was gonna say just get one of those like circular mirror extensions that you put in the corner of your mirror to specifically look at your blind spot.
Yeah.
I'm a bit spoiled. My car has blind spot monitoring, so I have like a little like light that comes on in my side mirrors if there's a car in my blind spot, and if I put my like signal on for that side and there's a car there, it'll start beeping, which is normally fine.
At you.
But it's annoying that shit when like there's 2 left turns at an intersection. Because if I'm in the inner lane, or sorry, the middle lane basically, then it'll be like screaming at me not to turn left.
That's fair. Damn. Cars, huh? The
Yeah,
hell,
Yeah.
I can only get so smart.
the hell's up with those?
I don't even want to like drive now if I don't have to. Just save a little fucking money because it's just
Yeah.
like if you can't even like drive to like clear your mind now. Like just driving to the beach and back is like $20.
That's why you have
Yeah.
Euro Truck Simulator.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't
Point.
played that in a while. I should get back. I've been super
Surely
into
you can play
the.
that in VR.
That would be fun. I'm excited for Star Wars Squadrons. I hear that's supposed to be really good in VR. Be a fighter pilot. I've been playing some Pavlov. That game is gruesome,
Yeah.
but
Haven't heard of
that it's cool. It's just like kind of like a CS game. I was playing like some old GoldenEye maps for the N64 and some CS maps, and they're kind of cool in like VR, playing like gun game and stuff. But that's pretty fun. I'm still major into the Beat Saber though. I want to become a Beat Saber champion, which is actually giving me a pretty solid workout. Like I start getting sweaty. I might need to buy like a sweatband. It's like it's decent.
You should buy
cardio.
that boxing game, dude. That shit gets you going. I tell you what.
What's
I
that
said I
Gorilla
might.
game? Is it Gorilla Tag or something?
Gorilla Tag. I have that installed. I haven't played it yet.
You should
It
play with
looks
Jacob.
I also don't have it. I mean, like it's free. I could
Yeah.
play it. I've never played it.
You guys should both get Acron.
What's Atron?
It's a fun VR game where the person using the VR is a tree. So they're stationary, but they can like look around in VR and stuff. And then there's up to 8 players, either people controlled or bot controlled, that use their phone, and they play as squirrels. And their objective is to steal your 3 acorns, and your objective is to stop them. So if they steal an acorn, you can like throw tree bits at them to stun them and make them drop the acorn. And eventually they just like come back to the base of you. And yeah, it's a time game. And whoever wins, you either win as the tree if at least 1 acorn is still at your feet when it ends, or the squirrels win when they take all your acorns. But it's super fun because if you're playing with 8 people, if they're not coordinated, then it's super easy to be the tree. But if they're having like specific strategies to distract you and stuff like that, then it can get pretty hard.
Okay.
I
Bitch.
wouldn't buy it if it's not on sale though, because I think it's like $25, and that's kind of steep for what it offers.
Yeah.
VR games are all expensive. It's crazy.
I think like one game we used to play just by one person looking at the monitor, no one else looking at it, was Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes. But I feel like that game's really a game made for VR because it works like perfectly
Yeah.
in terms of like only one person can see the shit. And then like
Mhm.
I actually back in the day I had an old scroll binder I wasn't using, and I printed out like the 30-page manual and had it in like a binder for
I
when
did
we
that
played that
too.
game. So that was a fun game to play. But no, I love VR. It's very enjoyable. I'm still on the Beat Saber. There's actually a big update for Beat Saber like a few days after I bought the game, which is good, but it made none of the mods I have supported for it yet until they
Oh,
update all the
yeah.
mods. But all the custom songs still work, and that's easy. So I have like 30 custom songs because I literally have it where you just click a button and it's preloaded into the game, which is pretty chill.
Sick.
What headset you get?
I got the Oculus Quest 2.
Nice.
It's actually charging on my bed right there. You can kind of see it.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's
It's more next to your finger than above it, but
what? It's definitely above my
X is
finger.
relative.
what do you mean?
It's
Got a
totally
point.
above my finger. What do you mean? Bro?
well, what's next to your finger? What's that white thing? Is that a hat?
Those are the controllers.
Oh, it
There's
is.
a hat, and then there's controllers
I thought that
behind
was
the hat.
headset.
Yeah. Try to challenge my finger lineups on this podcast.
Well, I can't see shit on this small of a screen. You know, that's just like a
Liam.
white blob.
Have you been watching Peaky Blinders, Liam?
I was going to ask you about that. Yes, I'm. How far are you?
I just got to season 3. Today.
Have you started season 3?
I finished episode 1 today. Yeah,
Dude, I literally just started season 3, episode 1 today.
look at that.
I finished season
We're in
2
sync.
today. I watched the finale today, and then I watched the first half of season 1. Have you seen any Peaky Blinders yet, Hayden?
No, I'm not a big watcher of stuff.
I normally am not
Consumer of
either.
content.
Normally, I am spending most of my time on Twitch, and I'll have like a YouTube binge every now and then where it's just like YouTube's my shit for a couple days. But Peaky Blinders has caught my interest. Of course, I still watch anime, but that's a different argument entirely.
Yeah, the last thing I
Yeah.
watched was Ozark.
I heard that was good. PT Blinders is pretty solid. I'm surprised they're starting season 3 just 2 years into the future there.
Yeah.
So that'll be, dude. I literally thought he was going to die at the end of season 2, bro. I'm like, I know there's 4 more seasons, but I'm like, this is it.
So are they releasing season 6 soon? Because on Netflix, there's only up to season 5.
Season 6 is being released now currently, but I think it's only on the BBC streaming app to get it like in real time. So Netflix will probably acquire it in like a couple months or so. But it's like I think
I'll
it's
acquire
partially or further or fully released.
Released.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard too. Recently, the actor who plays Polly died. She had breast cancer.
September last year.
Yeah, so that's
Rest in
sad.
peace.
But I really like Tom Hardy in that show. He's fantastic. Do you?
Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't expect to see him.
He's really good at just playing like a crazy bastard.
One thing I actually noticed this morning when I opened Netflix to watch this episode was that there's a new Netflix show that just came out with Tom Hardy. I think where is it? Taboo. Just season 1 came out. I don't know. I think it came out like today. It just showed up for me this morning when I opened up Netflix.
Oh,
It
yeah,
might not have come out today, but
yeah, I
that
think
just showed
Netflix
up
just
today.
acquired that because I think that's an older.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's 2017. That was on.
Yeah.
I think that was on FX. It was on one of those kind of weird darker channels. But yeah, I haven't seen that. But dude, Tom Hardy's a fantastic actor. He's been doing a lot of stuff.
There's so much shit on Netflix now. Like I don't frequent Netflix really. So like when I do go on and I'm like, man, where the fuck does all these movies and shows come from? Like, it's crazy.
A lot of
Netflix
them
is
did
getting
just
the
break.
bag, I guess. Yeah, I suppose Netflix is really just churning out a lot of shit, but also a lot of shit happens.
Jacob,
God!
I have a quick quiz for you, right quick. It's not a quiz. It's just a picture, and I want to see if you recognize the guy.
I was up very late last night playing video games. The one curse of streaming is I've met a lot of cool people from around the world. So I was playing games with people out in like California, and they're 4 hours behind us.
Or you're playing with Brady?
So no. But yeah, we were playing Valorant and shit. And I kind of forgot there was a time change, so I was like playing, and I looked at the clock. I was like, okay, it's 1 a.m. That's fine. Like, so much time left in my evening. And then I looked back after like 2 more games, and it was 3:30. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I guess I should probably get ready to get going. I'll play 1 more game. Forgot the time change happened. I was like, man, this whiskey's really hitting me, huh? I guess just lost about an hour of time. Makes a lot more sense this morning.
Yeah.
I was also up a decent bit last night, not because of the time change, but I yesterday. Well, this actually goes back a couple days. So on Thursday, it was my birthday, and I'm a year older. Let's go. And then yesterday was a celebration for my school to get my iron ring as being part of being a Canadian engineer. So I have that now.
Oh,
and,
nice.
There were iron ring events all day. So I was supposed to go to the Lower Deck restaurant from like 5 to 8-ish. And I told Lily, my fiance, that I was going to. And she was like, how long are you going to be? And I was like, I'll probably stay till like 6:30 or so. And she's like, okay, cool. And then around 3 p.m. or like 3:30 or something, she asked me again, like, if I'm going. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I just don't want to go. And she kind of raised a bit of a fuss about it. She was like, you said you're going. I'm like, well, I don't want to. I don't really care too much about like what's going to be going on there. I don't really want to spend money on food, stuff like that. And then she was going out to run errands anyway, so she like left in a bit of a huff. And I was like, oh, that's weird, but I didn't think much about it. And just went back to Elden Ring. And then she got back a little while later with our buddy Ian, and they were just hanging out, and they had food and stuff like that. And then I got a random Snapchat from her sister's boyfriend, whose birthday was the day before mine. And it was my understanding that yesterday evening we were supposed to have a joint birthday party at Lily's sister's place for the both of us. And so he texted me and said, hey, man, Lily's mom wanted us to just go to the store and pick out the cake that we want rather than her get it and us not like it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that's fairly reasonable. And he was like, yeah, it's for tomorrow. We have dinner tomorrow. And I was like, oh, well, that sucks because I can't make it tomorrow. And he was like, oh, well, I don't, that kind of sucks, but we got to go pick out this cake. And I was like, all right, sure. And I still hadn't thought about anything about it by then. So anyways, I fucked off for like maximum 20 minutes, like maybe 15 minutes, probably upwards of 20. I got back. Lily was like folding towels in the living room and she had like a smirk on her face. I was like, hey, how's it? What's going on? What's funny? She's like, oh, I just had a conversation with Ian and I'm still thinking about it. It was pretty funny. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was taking my sweet time getting in the door because I have boots that are super hard to untie. And I just walked into the kitchen with this cake that I was holding. And there were fucking 10 people in my kitchen that I did not expect to see yesterday, including like Tristan, Jacob, but not this Jacob, different Jacob. And just a bunch of my friends, including 2 that I hadn't seen since the pandemic started. And she fucking threw me a goddamn surprise party. And somehow I didn't figure it out after all the suspiciousness. I was just so dumbfounded. And we hung out for like 5 hours, and it was super hype. We played a game called Telestrations, which is like telephone and Pictionary together.
Okay.
Interesting.
And it was a hype time. I was very surprised and super happy to see everybody.
Nice. Shit, love to see it.
And now we just have a cake now because that was a fucking ruse. That only happened because I didn't go to the lower deck like I was supposed to. So now we just have a cake.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. And that's why you can't fit your ice cream in your freezer, huh?
Yeah, well, I fit it all in my stomach somehow. So
there you go. Damn, well, happy birthday. How old did you turn?
24.
Happy 25th birthday. I'm now officially the first person to wish you a happy 25th birthday.
A little bit early, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I'm the first one. I thought that's how early I think about you.
Gotcha.
So I'm clearly.
Tristan
Justin probably didn't wish you a happy 25th yet.
No, he didn't. You're right.
Yeah.
I wonder why. It's kind of weird. I'll have to grill him on that.
Yeah, how dare he?
He's too busy trying to get me to 1v1 him 100 times in Rocket League.
So, Jacob, do you know this movie, Jurassic Park?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. Do you recognize that guy?
Yes. From Jurassic Park, the movie.
Yes. He's also Detective Campbell in Peaky Blinders.
Oh, no shit. Eh? He is, too. You're right.
Yeah, I just found that out like a few days ago, and I'm like, oh, shit. Just with the accent and everything. But yeah,
how
he's
the turntables. Now he's a weird fucking guy. Or I guess not.
Is he like super old now?
Let's see. What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he looks like
is.
now.
Same freckle and everything.
Damn.
Yeah. That's
I'm not very fond of his character.
No.
I'll be honest.
Don't like narcs.
Yeah, especially that scene with
it's kind of a degen.
Yeah, especially that scene with Polly in season 2. That was uncomfortable.
The last one of season 2 was good though.
Yeah, I like that scene quite a bit. But yeah, no, that show that's dark. Like really dark.
Certainly does.
Shit.
Would you just look at that?
Wife of the podcast.
YouTube can't see it, but she got summoned. I guess you could pull up the message.
Yeah, this is
she must have overheard
GoodLuckKnifing's better half.
Imagine speakers. Imagine owning speakers.
Dude.
I mean, it's literally just my laptop speaker.
Fair.
I feel like Jacob has a subwoofer. I don't know, but he just feels like
I do actually. I just detached it because I don't really need it. I don't really use it anymore.
He's also got a full woofer named Maple.
I do.
Okay, that's enough from you, Hayden. That's enough.
Yeah, I used to have it set up right here under my desk, but like I didn't really use it primarily because it was very inconvenient to I may just be inept with fucking setting up audio devices when it comes to having multiple plugged into your PC. I don't know what the fuck. It's so challenging. Like, why can't I have my headset and my speakers working at the same time? I should be able to.
There's got to be an audio setting.
I know there has to be, but I couldn't fucking figure it out. I've tried for eons. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm getting rid of the speakers and the subwoofer. It's too much effort. So now I don't use it.
Well, shit. Speaking of stuff, beer. Now, I'm not normally an IPA guy. Normally, I find them too hoppy, and they're just not my normal This IPA, however, is called Control the Tempo, and it is a top 5 beer of all time for me. It's from Tusted Falls. They're a brewery in where are they? Yarmouth County, Nova Scotia. But yes, highly recommend.
You said it's in your top 5. Where specifically?
And
what would be above it?
I don't even really know because I drink beer occasionally. I'm not huge on beer. I usually prefer like a red or a blonde, but I sometimes will like a nice like heavy stout in the winter. Nice bready beer. But I'm not typically an IPA guy, but I like this one a lot. I don't even know what else would be in my top 5. Honestly, it's just it's one of the better beers I've had overall. But I like trying sometimes occasionally. Just like they have like the build your own sits pack at the LC. So you can just like try like 6 different tin cans. And this one actually got recommended to me by a complete stranger a few months ago. I was looking and he's like, "Oh, bro, you got to try this one. It's really good." I'm like, "Fuck it, I will," even though I'm not an IPA guy. And this is by far the best IPA I've ever had.
That was Mr. Control the Tempo.
Yes.
You met him in person.
Mr. Tuscan Falls.
It's the guy who creates this beer. That would be a good word of mouth, like just going to like a random LC for 8 hours and just be like, "Bro, you gotta try this beer."
Bro, I swear this is the best one here. Try it out.
You guys know I'm not really a beer guy.
Yes.
And as you also know, my 24-hour stream that I've plugged every time that I've been on here, it happened. It occurred. And on that stream, I drank a beer, and it was a Moosehead Dry Ice. And I didn't just drink it from the can, I drank it from a shoe. And there was a really long hair in that shoe, and it touched the back of my throat, and I threw up on stream.
Was it me? Was it my long hair?
Yeah,
I don't think your hair was in my shoe, but I mean, maybe. I think it was probably Lily's.
Also possible.
I guess that's preferable to a stranger's long hair in your shoe, but
I mean, it could have been. I haven't worn those shoes in a while.
Did you at least like run the shoes through like the washer first?
No, that's not the heart and soul of a shoey.
Yeah, but
I just grabbed one of my shoes and I was like, "Yeah, this will do."
I mean, Hayden, I respect you for the stream, but you really just gave yourself hard rules and then enforced them upon yourself with like no remorse, like resetting your game, shaving your head, stuff like that you just can't come back from. And you're just like, well, someone's got to enforce these rules. You're like, I make the rules and I enforce them.
Listen, I made them high values because I didn't think we'd hit those values. I expected to make like maybe $50, but fucking got over 1,000. How was I supposed to know that?
So I think I missed it. But what was GoodLuckKnifing's reaction when she walks in and you got shit all over your face? You shaved your fucking head.
You want to know her true reaction?
What?
While I was streaming, she told me, like, before stream, because we had a family funeral on her side of the family the next day, she said, "You better not shave your fucking head. I will be so mad." And I was like, "Hey, man, it's on there. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the stream's going to make too much money. So, but if it does, then I got it because I put it on the list and it's out there." And she was like, "You better not. You bestn't be bald." And I was like, "All right." And then I misinterpreted her later that evening. This is the evening before, obviously. And she said, once again, from afar, "Bestn't be bald," but I heard "Bassn't pee ball." And so the next day when I shaved my head on stream, like probably midway through the stream, if I had to guess, I texted her as soon as I finished it. And I said, "Lily." And she's like, "What?" And I said, "I pee bald." And she's like, "No, I'm not coming home." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And she was like, "I'm not coming home." And then she came home after work, grabbed some stuff, and then left and stayed at her aunt's for the night.
Oh, damn.
She did not want to deal with looking at my bald head until funeral day.
Damn. I mean, it's better than just being like, the wedding's off, which I thought was like...
She fucking almost did that. She said, "I'm not allowed to shave my hair again until after the wedding."
I mean, I
probably won't let me.
I mean, those are fair. Those are very fair terms.
But it's nice. It's so like aerodynamic and it's so much less shampoo.
Isn't it so nice when you get out of the shower and you can just dry your head immediately?
Yeah,
like your hair's just
as soon as water stops touching my hair, it's just dry.
But yeah, no, I feel like it would not go over well if your wedding photos were you and you still had like a scar from your last Twitch event and like your head's just bald.
If the marker didn't wash off.
Yeah, still have permanent marker on your face.
Yeah, I
Imagine.
specifically made sure it was washable marker because I was not going to a funeral covered in 106 tick marks of green marker on my face.
Wouldn't be so bad if you just didn't suck at the game, but
I mean, 106 deaths in 24 hours is not
that's
bad.
pretty good. That's pretty
Granted,
good.
there was probably like 6 total hours where I wasn't playing the game, and half of that was just shaving my legs because that took so long. But I really liked when my hair was like really short because anytime I take off a shirt, it would just get stuck. And anytime I'd like try to dry my head with a towel, it would also get stuck. It was like Velcro. It was pretty
Just
cool.
like little prickly hairs.
Yeah. I'd never shaved my head before, so it was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
I don't plan on shaving. If I start balding, like if I start getting like the fucking monk haircut, where they just got the ring around their head, I will shave my hair easily.
Yeah.
What if your widow's peak is the first to go, and then it starts like opening up in like a circle?
My widow's peak just goes straight.
It inverts.
Just have a fucking.
It inverts, so it's like a little triangle inwards.
I don't know what I would do. But yeah, if I ever start balding, even if I'm like fucking 26, I would just shave my head. I think.
Nah, you gotta write your own destiny on that one. You don't want.
I feel like once you start balding, everybody can tell. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing bad, of course, but like if you look like you're just holding on to it, it's like what?
You can't have a comb over, bro. You can't have a comb over.
That's what Pizza Guy did. He started balding at like 24, and he was like, "Well, I guess this is my life now." And he just kept it bald since.
I have my long hair and I like it. It sucks some days, but I like it overall. And like, if I ever start balding, if my hair if I just start like losing bits and pieces, we're fucking gone. I'll grow my beard out. I've already, given Omeko the pep talk. If I ever start balding, the beard is growing out and I'm shaving my head. That's it.
I want to see what I look like bald with a beard. But I can't see that until at least after the wedding. Wait till
after your wedding.
Yeah. But the good thing with you, Jacob, if you start balding, is like you'll obviously know ahead of time because you have a lot of hair. But then you can like chop off other bits of hair and then just like glue it on the bald spots.
Yeah, I'll just get like a bob and I'll just take all of this extra stuff and just give myself a toupee.
There you go.
Just give it a little dusting.
Give yourself a toupee.
Nice.
Okay, and on that note, we are going to call it there. Shout out Hayden for filling in as guest host.
Apologies. Thanks for having me. And shout out to everyone that came to the 24-hour stream and even watched or lurked or donated or subbed or anything. You guys are fucking incredible.
Every single one of us. Every single one of us here.
Fucking shattered my goal.
We got that goal. Screw Braden for making it. He was the one who made you shave your head with that donation. So
was he actually? I don't remember. The only one I remember is my mom making me delete my save file.
Yes, I think
one stings forever.
Braden was taking credit for making you shave your head, and I think his donation probably was enough to tip it over. But nonetheless, we're glad you hit your goal. Lemon, do not worry about that. I hate daylight savings time, and what I hate even more is that different countries do it on different days for some arbitrary reason that just misaligns business schedules even more. Like, I was just like, it took me a second to clue in, like, literally, like, 5 minutes before the podcast started. I'm like, wait, did daylight savings time fuck it up? And it sure as hell did. Well, hopefully we get you on next week. If we can't, no worries. We'll figure it out. Braden should also be on next week. He might make a guest appearance, depending how things go. But until then, make sure you follow Hayden, GoodLuckKnifing on Twitch. And we'll...
I'm almost in school, which means I'll start streaming again.
Yeah. He's a great follow. As you can see, he's dedicated to the craft, for he shaved all of his hair off. But we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye.